parents decided to send me away. But before I continue, please hit like and subscribe. My parents loved me a lot, but I missed them because they were always super busy at work. And I don't have any friends, not even the imaginary ones. At least I had my grandma, my Nona, and I would always ask Dad to visit her in Sicily, but he couldn't afford the tickets for us to go every year. So for my 7th birthday, he surprised me by finally deciding to send me to Nona's place with Mom. I was ecstatic, and it was an amazing place, as was my Nona. I had a lot of fun running around her farm and petting the animals. However, the best thing about Nona's farm was the nearby beach, because that's where I met Giulia.
Wow, that sandcastle looks great! Can I join you? Only if you promise to come for a swim with me afterward. But I don't know how to swim. I'll teach you.
Easy for her to say. Giulia swam like a fish, and I had never even set foot in a bathtub. Even as a baby, my parents washed me in the backyard with a bucket and a hose. Plus, I'm not good at trying new things.
Come on, the fish won't bite. There's fish?
I imagined a gigantic shark coming up from the depths of the sea, eating my butt in one single bite. But before I could chicken out, Giulia pushed me in. I flailed, terrified, but the water barely reached my waist.
See? I knew you could do it. Now take my hands and start kicking your feet. Ouch! Don't kick me. Kick the water.
Oops, I accidentally nailed her in the shin. Giulia backed up a few feet before I tried again.
Yeah, just like that.
And that's how I got over my fear of trying new things. Giulia was loud, sunny, and fearless, just like I wanted myself to be. That summer, we got into all kinds of trouble. We stole the fresh eggs from the chicken coop in the morning, raced after the postwoman, and made her lose all her letters. Giulia was also really good at basketball, so we played until the sun went down and Nona called us home. We also invented a million new ice cream flavors, and because we needed so much milk, we had to milk Nona's cow.
Don't you think she's looking at me funny? She's a cow, and you're pulling on her udders. Of course she looks at you funny.
With Giulia, I felt like I could do anything. So we milked the cow, made ice cream, and then ate so much of it that we gave ourselves stomach cramps. Might this be a lesson for the future? Excess of anything is bad, honey. But like all good things, it also ended in a blink of an eye. I was super sad to return home. I had made my first real friend, and now I had to leave her behind. I promised Giulia that I would write to her every day, and I gave her a necklace made out of seashells that we had collected together.
Wow, this is beautiful. Thank you. I'll treasure it for sure.
When I got on the plane, I realized how much I had changed, and it was all thanks to Giulia. Since I wasn't allowed a phone yet, and I had forgotten to get her email address, I would write Giulia actual letters. Each summer, I promised I'd visit, but in the end, I never did. With time, the letters became shorter and shorter, and when I was 14, my life turned upside down when my parents divorced, and I had to move to a new house with my mom. Giulia kept writing to me, but I was shattered, so I didn't feel like replying, and eventually, her letters stopped. Fortunately, my mom had made a lot of money with her novels and sent me to a new, super fancy school. However, I soon discovered that everyone here was obsessed with their looks. There was this one girl in particular, Olivia, who took an instant dislike to me. Look at what she's wearing. Are your parents in the military? Because it looks like you shop at Salvation Army. It was actually from a flea market, but her remarks were still mean. I wanted to return to my old school, but my mom had no patience with my complaints. I'll get you new clothes. What's the problem? There's nothing wrong with the clothes I already have. Other girls would be happy to have an excuse to go shopping. In the end, I found new clothes, and when I walked into school the next day, I could feel everyone looking at me with admiration. Maybe this new school wasn't so bad. But, of course, Olivia still found something wrong with me. Is that a pimple, Delphina? Oh, here, take a mint. Your breath stinks. No matter how hard I tried, every day she found something else to make fun of. Look at her hair. Is it dandruff or lice? Ew. And that was the last straw. I couldn't take her nastiness anymore. Let's see how your hair looks now. So I threw my glass of water right in her face. But Olivia dodged, and the water drenched my teacher. She went ballistic and didn't listen to me. Instead, she sent me to detention for a week with that wicked witch. After that, school was hard because Olivia wouldn't stop bugging me. One time, she literally bugged me. She spilled an ant farm on me. It was a whole thing. Somehow, I survived 2 years, and then my life took another turn when Tristan joined my class in high school. The second I laid eyes on him, I felt my heart start to race and my stomach flip with anticipation. Or was that from the lunch in the school cafeteria? Either way, I didn't care. I had never seen anyone so handsome in my entire life. And under Olivia's stunned gaze, he walked straight up to me and extended his hand. Hello, I'm Tristan. Can I sit here? I kept staring at him. It was as if we had known each other for an eternity, just like in those romantic movies. Tristan didn't wait for a reply and just sat beside me, and he kept smiling at me. In class, at recess, at lunch. Well, in a matter of days, he became close to me and became the most popular guy in school. He always had the best brands and wore the latest fashion, and he was too good at sports, so he joined the basketball team as well. Well, the more Tristan paid attention to me, the more Olivia got jealous, and her pranks grew cruel. She would drop ketchup in my bag and cut my gym shoelaces. She even threw chewing gum in my hair. OMG, I'm sorry. I was spitting it out, and I don't know how it ended up in your hair. OMG, you're such a liar. Do you always spit your gum 5 feet across the room when you're spitting it out? This is insane. I was about to cry, but when I saw how worried Tristan was, I forgot everything, and he gently pulled it out by using the ice from the cafeteria, and I could see Olivia's face in dismay. The other day, the teacher called Olivia up to answer a question on the board when, rip, as she struggled to stand up, her pants ripped apart. Turned out, someone had put glue on her chair. Surprisingly, no one felt bad for her. I guess that's what you call karma. Revenge. Finally, she knew how I felt every day. But who could have glued Olivia's chair? I looked around and Tristan winked at me. Did you do this? Yeah, it was about time that someone taught her a lesson. No one had stood up for me in all that time, and it touched my heart. I discovered that Tristan was a lot of fun, almost as much fun as Julia. And whenever Olivia tried to be nasty to me, Tristan would retaliate with an even bigger prank. Soon, Tristan and I became inseparable. In particular, we enjoyed playing basketball together. Come on, is this all you've got? Let's play another game and I'll show you. We played one game and then another one until it started raining, but we still didn't want to stop. But then I slipped and luckily I landed on Tristan's strong arm. Our eyes met and I felt a spark between us. Wow. He's really handsome, isn't he? I was living a dream. After a few days, it was my birthday, and I could hardly wait for him to surprise me. Or perhaps propose to me. I wasn't ready for a proposal, but I did have a David's Bridal catalog, just in case. Yeah. You said something? Me? No. Nothing. What? Do you want to say something? No, just focus on work. Jerk. I was so mad that he forgot to wish me a happy birthday. I couldn't even sleep. I kept tossing and turning. Just then, my phone rang, and it was him. I couldn't wait anymore, so I picked it up on a single ring. Hi, come down, please. What? I looked out, and Tristan was in front of my house. I got so excited that I tried to jump from the window, but then I realized I wasn't Rapunzel. But I didn't feel any less than a princess that day. My mom was away, so it was easy to sneak out of the house and go with Tristan. We drove to a quiet spot where you could see all of the sparkling lights of New York. He finally wished me happy birthday, and man, it was super romantic. The way he looked at me, perhaps he was thinking the same thing. He leaned in, and I closed my eyes, waiting for a kiss, but I have something to tell you. I really like you, Delphina, but there are things about me you don't know, and I'm not sure I'm ready to tell you. You have secrets? I wasn't always the nice guy you know today. What did he mean? What kind of dark secret could he have? I don't know if I can date someone who doesn't trust me. That's okay, I understand, but I still need some time before I tell you. After that, things between Tristan and me became different. I couldn't look at him without wondering what his big secret was, and my imagination was running wild. I still wanted to be his girlfriend, but I felt hurt that he couldn't trust me with a secret. What kind of couple would keep secrets from each other? The more I thought about it, the more it seemed strange that someone like Tristan could be interested in me. After all, when we met, I was the underdog, and he was the coolest guy in school. Maybe this was all a trick of some kind. My suspicions were confirmed one day when I went to basketball practice and I found Tristan and Olivia playing together. They were laughing and he was teaching her how to shoot three-pointers, which was my specialty. And when I saw them close together, I couldn't stand and watch it. I stormed onto the court and slapped him. How dare you? You played with me. What? I thought you didn't like her, but it looks like I was wrong. Everything you told me is a lie. Suddenly, Tristan looked super guilty, and I knew I was right. I ran away.
Wait, she told me this was your idea, that you wanted to make peace with her and forget the past.
I didn't believe him. When I got home, I was crying on my bed. I cried so much that I was suddenly sitting in the middle of a small pool, and I slid onto the floor. And there I noticed an old shoebox under my bed. I pulled it out, dusted it off, opened it, and Giulia's letters. I had almost forgotten about them. I started reading them, and it reminded me how happy I had been that summer. Giulia would have never betrayed me as Tristan had. And since I'm rich now, I bought a ticket to Italy to see my Nona again. And maybe Giulia.
What happened to you, dear? How about school?
It's only for a few days. Can I stay, please? Nona could never say no to me, so I spent the next few days wandering around the places of my childhood. There was so much that reminded me of Giulia, but when I went to see her house, I found it locked. It looked abandoned. I asked around the village, but even if they did remember Giulia, no one knew where she went. Also, one of my teammates texted, confirming that Olivia had really told Tristan that teaching her basketball was my idea. That sneaky witch! Of course she did! I went back to school, ready to apologize, but Tristan ignored me. He wasn't completely wrong. I slapped him, left him, and didn't trust him. Of course, he was angry with me and avoiding me, but I decided to get his attention anyway. I came to school dressed up all fancy, but everyone laughed at me. Then I tried to cook him a fishy surprise and put it in his locker, but it smelled so bad after a few hours that everyone gave him the stink eye. I even tried to dance for him at the basketball game, but I accidentally kicked Tristan as I jumped. But thanks to Olivia, she threw a banana peel on the floor, which made me slip. I was sure I would fall, but Tristan caught me midair.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I know Olivia.
You know I don't like her.
So, can you tell me your secret now? Tristan looked at me, and he took a big breath. His face got all serious.
Come with me.
Where did he want to take me? But we went to the lockers, and thankfully, the fishy smell was gone. The corridor was deserted because everyone was still at the game. He opened his locker and took out a necklace. It was made of seashells, and I immediately recognized it. I made that necklace, but I gave it to Giulia. How is he Giulia's brother? He must have some connection with her. He was looking at me with a broad, hopeful grin, and suddenly, I remembered where I had seen that smile before. You're
Giulia, but it's Tristan now.
Now that I knew the truth, I was shocked that I hadn't seen it before. That's why Tristan felt so familiar. We had met before. So, this is your big secret?
I was hoping you'd recognize me, but you never did.
You never gave me any clue.
I'm the one who taught you to play basketball.
I walked closer to look at Tristan and compared him to Giulia. Well, this version of him felt right. I couldn't imagine a grown-up version of Giulia that wasn't a boy. Is this why you never got in touch?
Yeah, I was afraid you would reject me, but I missed you too much, so I decided to risk it.
Is the fearless Tristan afraid? Tristan took my hands.
You really don't care that I was born a girl?
Giulia was my first real friend, but you were my first love.